What up, YouTube world? This is JCZ here at Resource Mulch. So I had this question a while back, and someone asked me the same exact question. And the question was, what type of coolant do you put into a glider truck? Now, this is a 2018 Fitzgerald glider from Tennessee, and the type of engine that this truck has is a Detroit Series 60 engine. So I went ahead and did some research on this coolant, and I'm going to show you guys some tips that I use to add coolant, check my coolant on the truck. There's the tank right there. Okay, so a couple of tips, guys. You're going to get the best reading when the engine's cold. Okay, so the best time to check your coolant level is when the engine is cold. The coolant expands, you'll see this level right here go up as the tractor gets warmed up, especially after it's been running all day. So the question is, what type of coolant do you put in this truck? And there's a coolant called ELC, extended life coolant. I believe most manufacturers are using this type of coolant on all the new diesel engines. And the biggest thing that I've read, and I've had discussions with other truck drivers and equipment operators. Oh, you don't gotta check the coolant level. Oh, that stuff lasts forever. You don't gotta ever change it. Well, you probably don't ever have to change it. However, what is important is, especially during every service on the tractor, is checking the pH balance, the glycol level, making sure the concentration is correct. You know, you have a good mixture. You know, especially right before going into winter. So what I did to get the answer was, after searching various websites, I just went ahead and said, you know what, I'm just going to call a dealership down in Tennessee and ask them what they put in there. So, oh, by the way, before I forget, if you guys like what you're hearing and you like what I'm going over, I got more videos coming up. Stay tuned. Hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that little bell. That way you know next time I put a video up, you'll get a notification. So one thing that I got out of the research that I did was, on average, even if you have a perfectly running cooling system, you're going to lose about 10% of the fluid level, which is normal. There's going to be a 10% bleed off, or it's going to leak somewhere through time within 1 year. Okay, so right now it's not to the minimum mark. Probably had to add just a little bit. Okay, but that's normal. There's no leaks anywhere on this equipment right now. Every time I pre-trip it, I don't notice any leaks. During the winter, when the temperature starts dropping, they're called cold leaks. Cold leaks, where the most commonly cold leak that I've actually seen, I've seen it on Caterpillars, I've seen it on Cummins, I've seen it on Volvo engines. The D11, D12 is the radiator hose down there at the bottom, where it comes out of the water pump into the radiator. Down there, you'll come in, you'll shut the truck off for the day. You come in the following morning and there'll be a little small puddle of coolant on the floor there, or on the ground. So the best way, what I do to add coolant or top off my coolant level, is I open the cap. Okay, let me go back around this side. I open the cap up, guys. Make sure the engine's cold. I open that cap up, make sure the engine's cold, turn the engine on, let it warm up to temperature, to operating temperature. It'll usually be on the dash about 160. Once it gets to 160, just depends on the temperature outside. It may need 5 minutes, it may need 10 minutes, 15 minutes to warm up. Okay, give it a good warm up, and then you top it off to the level, and it tells you right on the tank. And on this top tank, there's an overflow. So if you add too much, it's just going to go into the overflow tank, and then it's going to drain out right out the front of the right out the tank. Okay, guys. So that's how I top off my coolant. Hopefully the tips that I gave you help. And that's it. To answer your question, on a Fitzgerald glider truck, you want to add ELC. Hey, and if you live in Tennessee or you live by close to that dealership or any Peterbilt dealer, you can probably get it there. All right, take care, guys. Later.